Today, we're going to be talking about face yoga. Does it work? Does it have value beyond just anti-aging? And also, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of specifics, especially the little area under the eye, what we can do to kind of turn back the clock. I am here today with Nikki Robertson. And Nikki, I want to thank you again for joining us. I do have another video that has amazing information with her. I'm going to put that down in the description below if you would like to see that. First, I would like to tell the audience how we met. So someone shared her information on Instagram, and I immediately reached out to her. And then I found out that she's only 20 minutes from where my son lives. So every time I go, I get in with her for a facial. And she has taught me some amazing things that have truly worked. And I'll put my before and afters up here. It takes time. So that's one thing about this. It's
Mhm.
slower than the injections and surgery, but to me, it's worth it. So I want you to talk to us about the value of face yoga, anti-aging, and how it goes beyond that.
I started doing face yoga, it was around last March. I have taken a lot of courses since then. The ones that I find that are highly effective. I mean, I can tell their coursework. And so I feel that what I noticed as I started doing it, that it was important to manipulate the face, of course, to increase circulation, lymphatic drainage, help relieve the muscles, then also to retrain. You have to retrain the way you express. If you just do certain exercises and then don't change the facial expressions that caused the exercises, then you're going to have very slow go. I feel like face yoga is a connection to yourself, to understanding, better understanding what you're doing, how you're expressing yourself, the stress that you're under, maybe the lack of sleep that's leading you to express in a certain way or mimic what you learned as a child. Face yoga is really self awareness. I also feel like face yoga, in and of itself, may not be enough. You also have to introduce fascia work because we have connective tissue. And if that connective tissue, be it from the mimetic expression or from wounds or from habits like looking down, if you have issues with different fascia, then that's going to impede the success of the face yoga. So, what I've learned over the last year is face yoga, fascia work, they go hand in hand. You cannot do one without the other. One puts you in touch with what you know about yourself and how to retrain it. And then the other helps to get rid of those sticks in the mud that stop it from moving.
So the great thing is Nikki has a YouTube channel, and I'll put that link below. And she also has Instagram that covers all of this. And at night, I'll just set up my phone and just go through it, which makes it so easy because then you know that you're doing it correctly and that you're hitting all the steps. And you also have specific areas targeted in those videos as well. Is that correct?
I do. One thing about face yoga, I love that it, like I said, it works with retraining and also it helps strengthening the muscles too that maybe you weren't using, and it helps to teach you to maybe not use other muscles so much. More recent videos that I'm doing work on neck and fascia stretching. So I combine both. Usually I'll do a fascia stretch or a fascia release, and then we'll go into a face yoga pose. That's what my newest videos are doing. And I try to update them once a week just to give variety so that we're addressing all aspects of the face. But usually it's from neck, even shoulders, all the way up to scalp.
One that I love that when I watched one of your videos and you're doing the arms like this, and I'm doing this every night before I go to bed. And I've even started let's pull it over to the side a little bit, but it feels so good. And this is always tight by the end of the day. It just helps. I think it helps you sleep better too.
Oh, I agree. What I noticed from my before and after shot was I still have a little imbalance from, I don't know, I think it's, I got kicked by a horse once, which changed the whole fascia of my body. So this side likes to go down, this side likes to come up, but I've been working a lot on the back of the neck. This exercise in particular, what this does, well, this actually is the front of the neck because we're compressing this tissue right here. So we want to compress, and this helps to lift up. But when we bring our head down and we're compressing, we always have to work the neck after because this brings blood out. And then you always want to come in and do stretching on that neck after. So anytime you compress, you want to stretch after because a lot of people are looking down at their phone. That shortens this, brings the shoulders forward and drags this down. And then starts to give you a nice little hump on the back of the neck because it's tightening and the body wants to protect your vertebrae back there.
Yes.
So you not get this, but you get the hump in the back.
And that can, I mean, we can work that out over time, right?
Oh yeah.
So
Most
that's the encouraging thing. Like, guys, we can back this up. That's the part that's great. And one of the things so I'm a nutrition and wellness coach. I actually have people that go through my programs. And when they come to me, one of the things that they need to learn, which is part of optimal health, is self-care. So to me, this is a great way to implement self-care twofold. Well, what more than that? More than just hitting two different components.
we do a lot to exercise our body. We do HIIT, we do other strength training, yoga, Pilates, and then it ends here. And I don't understand. Since I've been doing this, I don't understand why it ends here because it just doesn't make any sense. We need to build up the muscles of our face. We need to have increased circulation, lymphatic fluid flow, or release of fascial adhesions because first of all, your eyes, if you have tightness in the back of your neck, then your neurotransmitters come forward to your eyes and help with movement. Then your eyes send messages back to your brain and helps your body know where you are in space. You start getting droopy eyelids, that should be the first clue that your body doesn't know where you are in space. So it has to work overtime to balance you and to send messages to the body. So it is way beyond self-care. It is health for the entire body.
At the core, 100%. When my eyes started to sag, I started looking up all these videos on how to properly apply makeup because forget that. Like it just, what I used to do didn't work anymore. And it was important to me that my eyeshadow looked nice and my eyeliner looked nice. And they would have hooded eyes. Well, honey, that ain't the same as saggy eyes. That's not the same. So they didn't even work. But what this has done for me, and mine aren't perfect, but it has come up enough that I'm now back in the game and not having to watch these videos anymore. My eyeshadow is going on like it used to. I mean, obviously not when I was 25. I'm just saying, like, back it up to when it didn't bother me and I wasn't looking up these videos. It has come up that much. And now I can wear eyeliner again. I was about to throw eyeliner out the door, which I go without makeup a lot just because I'm in a hurry and whatever. But when I want to, jazz it up a little bit, I do want to wear eyeliner. And it was such a struggle trying to get it to go on properly. Well, I'm not in the bathroom trying to figure this out for 25 minutes anymore. And that meant a lot to me. So it's quick and out the door. So it's a time saver and it's also not frustrating. So we eliminated that. And that's another reason why it's important. But also it feels really good when you're doing this scalp stimulation. So it is literally because of Nikki that I have learned all of this stuff. And she is the one that has made me aware, like, the reason why this is coming forward is because my scalp is so tight. And she would actually feel it. And she's like, girl, you got to work on this. So I am going to show you guys the tool and how I use it, which I had learned that one through watching Ashley do, because you put it in a bag so it doesn't snag your hair if your hair is long and thick like mine. And it's super easy, but it feels so good. And you go over these places and you're like, holy cow, I need this so bad. Releasing that, and you can kind of feel it coming alive. And it's a really good manipulation for people that have thinning hair because it helps with the circulation, getting that blood flow again, and also with that tightness that can help so much. There's another thing that I want to show them, and I think if I remember this correctly, by the way, would you mind sharing your before and afters with us so I can put them up here on the screen? Do you mind? Okay.
Fine, sure.
So I want to show you this manipulation. I have this ball and it has little, it's not spikes, but it has little like triangles on it and they're kind of
Yeah,
soft on the edge. I will, and I've showed people this and they don't believe me. They think I'm just being silly, but I'm not. I'll go down and try to touch my toes, which I can eventually touch my toes, but I've got to do some down dog and work it out. When I just get up in the morning and I go try to touch my toes, there's about maybe 4 to 5 inches from the floor. I will roll out the bottom of my foot, hands flat on the floor, just from rolling out the bottom of my foot. It's amazing. So that bottom of the foot connected all the way up to that IT band. You know, do you remember that song, the knee bone's connected to the hip bone's connected to the thigh bone or whatever?
yeah.
It just makes that song go over in my head because I'm like, it's true.
The fascia sends messages. So it's not just the fascia is tight and pulling, but the fascia actually sends more messages to the brain than your neurotransmitters do. And your brain 24 hours a day is communicating with your feet to know, once again, where you are in your world and your balance. So when your feet are off, it affects your knees, your hips, your shoulders, your jaw.
Yes.
Crazy.
Have you thought about eventually teaching the whole fascia release?
It will be in with the face yoga. So I'm
Okay.
not going to teach it because I don't feel in and of itself it's enough. I've been taking a course on fascia that became my focus in the mornings instead of face yoga. And then I started to notice, wow, my neck is getting better, but I'm starting to not do my retraining of my mimetic expression. And so I started to see some change there. And then just doing the face yoga wasn't enough, which is why I went to doing the fascia because I wasn't getting change in my shoulders. I won't do one without the other. They are very important pairs. So yeah, I will do it, but I will do it as part of a face yoga training as well.
So I was sitting down with a friend the other day and she was looking at, she's on her phone. She has looked at various facial yoga manipulations. And she's like, you know what? I'm just getting confused with all that's out there. And she said, my needs aren't the same as yours. And I want one curtailed to my needs. So I text Nikki and I said, hey, are you doing this for people like personal consultations? So they know exactly what to do for their personal needs. And she is. So how do they reach out to you if they would like this personal Zoom consultation?
Just by email. They can just email me. And because there's a little bit of going back and forth, fill out an intake form and they have to send me certain before pictures, so that we can track progress. And then the invoicing is done via email
Okay, so
as well.
I'm going to put that information in the link below. And guys, I'm just going to tell you, I mean, it is so worth it. And I started noticing a big difference within 3 months for me. And what's exciting is, over time, as you continue to do it, you're going to continue to get results. So, and just like you said, what's 10 minutes? You are worth it. You are worth time.
What's 15 minutes in 20?
Exactly. And what that will do for you long term, right? By the way, you look fabulous. I don't know what makeup you have on today or whatever, but like you're glowing, you have a really pretty tan, and it just looks amazing. I haven't done Botox, but if I were to get Botox, it would take me more than 10 minutes to get to where I was going, right? To get it done. Plus, it
Right,
saves you a lot of money
right.
in the
What I
long
know
run.
when I'm working on people that have Botox and I'm doing stretching or whatever, I'll be working up here and their face will start twitching over here or they'll start going up. And I'm just like, okay.
That is scary. That scares me to death.
To me, that's just a message that it transfers. And
It's not for me at all. And I'm it's just not, if that's something that you've chosen to do, there's no judgment here, but it's just something that we're choosing not to do. And what I love about coming to you is there's no pressure, because when I would go to a local place before, and of course I would say, I'm here for anti-aging, and they will say retinol, tretinoin, the one that I couldn't even do it because I just kept peeling and peeling and peeling. It just never worked for me. Deep chemical peel and
Mhm.
Botox. And I feel
Yep.
like it was almost pressure. All pressure's off when I come to you, and I am in your hands, and I can 100% trust whatever it is that you're doing. That's been really nice. And when I leave, I look younger because she does this little, what is that treatment you do with the pin thing?
Oh, the Vitality, or it's the Revitapen.
Yes.
It looks similar to a micro channeling device, but it doesn't wound the skin. It just kind of it pounds it in a way that it helps create just a little separation between the cells momentarily, almost like if you were stepping on the sand in the beach, making an imprint with your foot, and then you lift it up and the imprint goes away. Like that's how instantaneous it is, and it just allows for the absorption of nutrients for the skin based on what my analysis is that it's needing.
So I always look younger when I walk away. It's time to go back. We'll get there. I'll get back one day. Okay, so I would love for us to do a manipulation for the under eye to help pull up this. And before you show us, I want to ask a question. When you, like, if I hold my head like this and I squint the under eye up, does that help? Is that working this time?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
that's one.
yes. That works more easily is to hold here and look up and blink up while your eyes are looking up. That really strengthens it.
How
Can you
easy is
feel that?
that?
About 60 seconds. Yeah,
Am I doing
that
that
builds
right?
up. When you're done, just take your hands and wipe them away. It's just a little tension. But what you do here to build it is so effective. Yeah. And that's a face yoga exercise. And
Okay.
that one strengthens and teaches you to lift your eyes independently of your eyebrows and your forehead.
Okay.
So that's the value of that exercise. Now, fascia stretching helps with any connective tissue that might be like if you picture pantyhose, right? And you snag it, it's stuck on something. It's like stuck there and everything is, I don't know if you can see that, but like everything kind of pinches in and it pulls from everywhere. So that's kind of connective tissue. That's fascia stretching. We want to get rid of those little pinpoint attachments that basically impede circulation and lymphatic fluid flow and movement, flexibility. What we want to do is take our two index fingers and get right on that orbital bone. So if here's the bone of your eye, you want to be right on it, not on the soft tissue, but right on there. And you're going to bring your fingers close together and then find that bone and then just pull apart. Maybe it's an eighth to a quarter of an inch. And then move over, find another area. Am I on the bone? Mm-hmm. And then pull apart and then move over. And do that all the way around the eye. And that is just an amazing way to open up the eye. Now, when you come to the side of the eye, um, you can hold by the eyebrow and you can just lift up right on that edge. You feel like the two parts of the bone coming together there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do it on the top. We find that bone, separate. You're getting into the bone. It's not just the skin, it's you're on the bone and separating. So you're really looking for that connective tissue to go in there and separate. And then when you're done, you can just take your fingers and bring it across.
I love
But
it.
this doesn't feel good. Yeah. And then just bringing that out. And then you can do these types of exercises. So that's why we want to do fascia stretching first to create space and then do these things. And then you can also do the face cupping with mini face cup there and that creates that negative pressure too. Another great one to hold the bridge of the nose, because this is going to flow down to here. So holding the top of that muscle there, the levator muscle, and then up and out circles right against the nose as you work your way down the outside of the nose, all down to your nostril, not below it, just to here, and then coming to the middle and stretching that out.
Wow, that feels amazing.
Yeah, most people that have nasolabial folds or allergies is because they have really tight fascia. There's there's a little indentation right here where a nerve and blood flow and lymphatics flow out of, and that's another place where you can just like massage. You'll feel it. There's just like a little indentation, and you can just massage that too.
I could actually feel it come all the way. I could feel that sensation all the way up here.
And this is where when the forehead's tight, everything drains here because fluid goes to the least amount of pressure. So if you got bags down here, it's because you're tight up here and fluid is flowing down to here.
Well, I feel like I'm in my 30s and
Mhm,
I would like to look a little, and not that I'm gonna look 30. That's okay. I just want to look refreshed and not
mhm.
tired. That's
Yeah,
my goal because we're gonna age. I earned these lines. I've laughed a lot and I've lived life. So I'm okay with that. But I just want to look refreshed and not tired. And I don't want someone to say, "Are you okay?" Because you look like you're sick. Well, I want to thank you so much for your time. And guys, you need to go and watch her videos because they're so helpful. And then you could just get ready in the morning, before you get ready in the morning, pop one on. And before you go to bed at night, pop one on. And it's easy to help you through that routine. And if you want your own personalized, then I will put her email below and you can email her and get on her books for your own personal consultation.
it's wonderful that you are so great at reaching out to people, helping to educate yourself and your audience. I think that's fantastic.
Well, thank you.
It's
I know how it can feel to feel bad. And then when you feel good, you didn't realize how bad you felt. And so I want to help people feel good because I
yeah.
know how good that feels. And I want them to feel good too. So we're on a mission to help you feel your best. So I want to thank any of you that have stopped by my channel so much. I appreciate you, every single one of you. If you are enjoying this content, if you don't mind subscribing, sharing it with other people that you know need to hear this, hit that notification bell so that you can be notified for more. And if you are on this anti-aging journey and you have some tips and tricks, please comment below and share them because we are all open to learning more. So you guys have a great day.